Tonight is a very good opportunity to discuss how you can make your applications free of charge. Tonight I'm going to look at essentially making application out-country application, which means that making application either to bring your child, your husband, your beautiful wife free of charge. That's what I'm going to look at tonight. So viewers, I'm going to give a slight background to what I call a fee waiver. Initially, this fee waiver was only available to those who are making application in country. By this, I mean those who are making applications whilst they are in the UK. From the 16th of June 2022, this fee waiver has been extended to cover all human rights applications, including applications made under paragraph 276A or U, which is HM Armed Forces, their spouses and children or dependents, and for those who have had recognizable service for 4 years. So tonight, I'm looking at how you can make application free of charge for your child who is under the age of 18 to join you in the UK, for your wife to join you in the UK, for your husband to join you in the UK. So it means that now you can make these applications free of charge, provided you satisfy the criteria for the fee waiver policy. And recently, I had a client who was speaking to me all the way from Nigeria, and she was saying that she's married to an Englishman. They're deeply in love with each other. He has children. She can't leave the children behind. She wants to come to the UK with those children, because sadly, their father is demise or deceased. It means that this application fee, which is now unlawful, becomes a hindrance, a major obstacle. It affects the unity of the family. It's a breach of human right. And in fact, it's a breach of family life and private life under Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights. So I know that many of you, if you have not heard the news already, this is a good news. It's a good news for families who, because of their inability to afford to pay for their application, they are unable to join their families here in the UK. And I have seen many of you weeping at night simply because the one you're in love with cannot join you because you're unable to pay this fee. There are many of you whose family or marriages have fallen apart simply because you are not able to make application for them to join you here in the UK. And obviously, even within the Home Office immigration rules, you need to demonstrate that that relationship is subsisting, especially when there is travel chaos. People are unable to travel. They are unable to afford to pay for these fees for their loved ones whom they are legitimately married to, legally married to join them here. because of unaffordability of the Home Office fees and the immigration health surcharge, which has been considered to be quite prohibitive to applicants. So tonight, if you are in that category, if you know anybody who have not been able to afford to pay for the application, and because of that, their spouses, their husband, wife, including their younger children who are in deplorable houses or homes back home in Africa, but they cannot afford these fees. Tonight is your opportunity to enjoy this free legal advice, proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. Tonight, I am giving you this free legal advice because Home Office is also giving you free application. He's asking you that if you can prove that if you can meet certain conditions, then because of your human right, you are eligible, you are entitled to make these applications. Kind of what we say, now per day. So tonight I'm going to take my time to educate viewers, to make sure that viewers understand the basis of qualifying, satisfying that criteria that have been laid thereof, so that they can make these applications, because this policy has been in place since the 16th of June. And in fact, it's almost a month now. And in fact, if I want to give background to these free waiver applications, it means that most of these applications are now free of charge, provided you satisfy the conditions therein. So I'm going to go on a short commercial break. When I come back, I'm going to take my time to make sure that you and your family members who cannot afford to sponsor your child, there are many of you whose children cannot join you in the UK because you can't afford to pay that fees. In fact, the last time I checked, that fees is almost £3,500, £3,500. How many of you can afford this? And that is why it is important that you listen to me tonight or watch me whilst I give this free legal advice. I always say in here that I'm not a doctor because I cannot give diagnosis of what sickness you are suffering from. I am not a pharmacist to prescribe medication for you. I'm not a counselor to give you advice on how to manage your relationship. But there's one thing for sure. I know the law. And I'm here to give you free legal advice. It's about you. It's about making law affordable. It's about conscientizing you. It's about enlightening you to know you are right within the law. That is why I'm here tonight. So as I go on short commercial break, when I come back, I'm going to take my time gradually to gravitate towards the criteria that allows people to bring their wives, their husbands, and their younger children to the UK free of charge without paying any application fee. That is the secret I'm going to reveal to you tonight. And therefore, if you want to watch me tonight, you have various platforms to watch me, to listen to me. You could, in fact, watch and listen to this program, which is broadcast on CITI Media TV on Facebook. You can also watch this program, Thomas Berber, on my own personal profile. Those of you who follow me, you can also watch this program On YouTube channel, we have a specialist channel created purposely for you. CITI Law Solicitors YouTube channel. You can watch that program there. And above all, CITI Media Radio is also available to those who cannot watch but want to listen. So please don't go away as I go on this short commercial break. When I come back, I give you the opportunity to enjoy this free legal advice. And above all, ask any legal question. This is your chance. you so much for your patience. Tonight, as I said from my intro, is an opportunity for me to look at what we call fee waiver. So I'm going to take my time to explain to viewers how they can make applications free of charge. So people have no excuse these days not to make application for their spouses, wife and husband, and their children to join them in the UK. In the past, people had always complained that they are unable to pay for these applications. And for most people, it has always been a dream that was never fulfilled. For most people, they are deeply in love with their husband or wife, but it has become quite elusive, a fantasy for them to be together. The reason being that money has always been a problem because they are unable to afford. Because there are always two obstacles. One is financial requirement. And obviously, those who have disability, who are receiving personal independence payment and other public funds are eligible to bring their spouses to the UK. But that notwithstanding, there are people who are earning far below the financial threshold. Therefore, they cannot meet the financial requirement. There are those who want to also bring their children. For one reason or the other, they are also not working and perhaps not receiving certain specified public funds. They can't bring them. So this is one of the major hurdles. But the most important of these hurdles are those who are unable to afford to pay for these applications. They can't pay because it is very expensive. Therefore, they can't pay. And tonight is your opportunity. If you are in that category, if you know anybody who is in that category, make sure, please, you send this video to that person. Because that person now has opportunity to bring that husband, to bring that wife, to bring that child from abroad by relying on a free waiver to make free application. So guys, if there is a lady that you are in love with, you are married to, doesn't want to bring into the UK, let her know that now there is free application. So that should not be used as an excuse not to let you join him or her here. If you have a wife back home that you don't want him to come, want her to come here to join you by saying that you can't afford to pay for the application fees, that wife will chase you now by watching my video tonight because you'll be aware that you can rely on what they call fee waiver. So to start with, I'm going to give a background to what we call a fee waiver. When we say fee waiver, what does it mean? And I want to finish giving the background. I give the category of people who can make application by relying on fee waiver or who are eligible for fee waiver. But even that, I think it's also important that I look at those who can even rely on fee waiver, making application within the UK. And then gradually, which is the main subject of my discussion tonight, is how you can make application outside the UK and relying on a fee waiver. So more or less you are not paying anything for that application. So tonight I'm looking at fee waiver, or how you can make free application. It means that you have no excuse not to pay your lawyer because the application is going to be free of charge for you. Right. So let me start by this way. There are categories of applications who are eligible for fee waiver, even for those who are making application whilst they are in the UK. So any application made under the human right, which is Article 8, right to private life and family life. Now, so what are these applications? For example, those who have lived here for 20 years, they are eligible to make application for fee waiver and get a voucher to make that application successfully without paying immigration health surcharge and application fee to Home Office. That's one category. If you were a partner under Appendix FM, wife or partner, husband or partner, cohabitee, you are equally eligible to make application for fee waiver if, for whatever reason, you cannot afford to pay for that application, including the immigration health surcharge. If you are a parent of a British child and you want to make application and you don't have money, that falls within human right. If you are a parent of a child who has been here for more than 7 years and you want to regularize your stay by making that application, again, it falls under a fee waiver. And if you satisfy, it's free of charge. But let's look at the criteria for the in-country. The criteria for making application whilst you're in the UK to get you this application submitted free of charge for you is to satisfy 4 requirements. Number 1 is affordability test. Affordability test simply means that you can't afford to pay this fee. Number 2 is if you become a destitute by paying the fee or you are destitute. Number 3 is risks, imminent risks of becoming a destitute for paying the fee. And number 4 is if it will be difficult for you to meet essential needs of any child under your control, under your care. Now, these are very strong legal terminology, so I'm taking my time to explain them one by one. The first one, when it comes to affordability, it means that if the Home Office is able to supply credible evidence to show your income and your expenditure, covering essential needs. That is the word. Essential needs include your utility bills, your phone bills, your feeding, transportation, accommodation, any essential needs. In fact, including travel. If all those expenditure put together outweighs your income, then it means that you are not able to afford these fees. The other one is for those who are destitute. Some of you don't have a permanent place to live. You are more or less destitute. So you don't have accommodation, sufficient accommodation. There are those who will be at imminent risks of becoming a destitute if they pay that fee. So for example, if you end up paying your rent, or if you pay the fees, then you are unable to pay your rent, then it means that you are eligible, because paying the Home Office fees and the IH surcharge means that you can't pay your rent, so you could be evicted, so you become a destitute. And finally, if paying the fees will mean that those children under your care will be affected because they are going to be unable to feed because their mommy or daddy has exhausted all the funds on home office application fees. So you see, those of you making this application in this country under human right, under the category that I've just enumerated, quite rightly eligible to get these applications free of charge. This is a fight that has taken so long to come to this stage. So long. Now, I always say that when I come here, I speak facts, not fiction. Initially, Home Office was looking at whether or not one will be destitute as the only basis for allowing fee waiver for applicants. In fact, currently, from the case law, the case of Zineku Legeson, ORS versus the Secretary of State, 2020, makes it clear that the test should be affordability. It means that if you are somebody who has spent half of your life here and you're under the age of 25 when your first leave was granted, and even if you don't have a child, you are eligible to make fee waiver application, provided you can show that when you put your income together and your expenditure together, your income is less than your expenditure. So it means that your expenditure is high. And there are many of us who, after paying the rent, the bills, feeding, the children clothing, and all the miscellaneous expenses, we sometimes have to fall on our credit card to survive. And in fact, that will be a breach of human right. And it's for that reason that you are eligible for a fee waiver. These are secrets that City Law Solicitors brings to the public. But having said that, I'm looking at, this is something that have existed for a long time. I'm looking at the two changes that have come in place on the 16th of June. And one of them are children who want to register to become British. Those children are also eligible to make application for fee waiver. Both parents whose names are on the birth certificates are going to be assessed. And again, the test is affordability. So if they can show that their income is less than their expenditure, and that expenditure is restricted to essential needs. I have already defined what essential needs is. Then it means that that person or that child, if the parents are assessed, is eligible to apply for registration and become a British free of charge. This change came into force 16th of June. But I'm going to look at the subject matter, which is those of you who want to make application and bring your wife, your husbands, your children outside the UK to join you in the UK. That is the one I'm looking at tonight. But at least I have given the background how this whole fee waiver policy has unfolded and gradually gravitated to to cover those who are even abroad in Ghana, Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire. That lady who phoned me some time ago by watching one of your videos and weeping that he's legally married, but he's unable to pay for the home office fees. And therefore he's unable to join the husband in the UK. Tonight is good news for you. I bring good tidings from the Lord to you that gladdens your heart, because it's a news that will bring you liberty and the love that you've been seeking for to join that loved one here. Now there is open door for you. So tonight I'm looking at those of you who want to come to the UK, relying on Waiver, making free applications. That's what I'm looking at tonight. But before I do that, let me acknowledge viewers who are currently on the platform, because without these viewers, I'll be doing this show all alone and it will be quite boring. So I need to acknowledge you. So if you are watching me tonight, if this is the first time you are watching me, we do this program every Tuesday in English and Thursday in Twi. For all the Ghanaians in the diaspora, this is the epicenter. This is where we teach law. This is where we bring you legal update of different areas of law. So tonight, I'm looking at how you can make application for your husband, your wife, your child to join you from abroad in the UK. So if you are living here, your child is abroad because you don't have money to pay that application. In fact, it's very astronomical, very expensive. Sometimes spouses pay, by the time they add the exchange rate transaction, everything, almost £4,000 that people are paying these days for their wives and husbands to join them in the UK, for their children who have no one to tend to back home where they are, and their parents have accommodation they are paying for, that they could simply join them here and enjoy the unity of the family. Even the Lord prays when all of us are together as a family. So tonight, if you are watching me, please give a comment and let me acknowledge you. At this point in time, I'm going to acknowledge the following people. I have Kofi Amoateng, I have Inche Opa watching tonight. I have Frank Jr., who has become a regular listener and viewer. He said, I'm watching you live from Enibo. Frank Jr., thank you so much for watching. I have Kofi Apia, my friend. He said, share, share, share. Share because I bring to you good tidings. Tidings that will allow you to make application free of charge. I have Chilotam Liuza Oguagu. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I have Richard Enyina Ahu. You are just a solicitor, but you stand clean and clear. Wow, I'm flattered now. I have Richard Ahu, who has made this wonderful comment. I have Kando Ando, who is also watching tonight. I have Levels. Good evening, lawyer. Keep on the good work. Nice job. I have Fred Asare. Say good evening, sir. Thank you for your reception last Wednesday. Wow. It's so nice when all these clients that we interact on platform eventually come to the office and they are happy. That's nice. Thank you, Fred Asare, for your time for the visit. I have Olusko Idrisu. Thank you, Lawyer Thomas. You are wonderful work you are doing. Okay, thank you for the wonderful work you are doing. I have Aja, so it's an interesting topic. Aja, so it's now time to get a wife in the UK because you come here free of charge once you are married. Wow. I have Hazel Bavley. Say good evening, Thomas, from Hazel and Ben. What about Michelle? Hazel. Anyway, thank you so much, Hazel, for joining us tonight. I have Grace Oben. It's a very good submission. Well, I didn't know I have lawyers all around. I have Mercy Edo Ehichi watching tonight. And I have Ernestina Kari. Ernestina, thank you so much. You're one of those people who always join us to have this wonderful discussion on CITI Media TV, proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. So guys, tonight I bring to you good tidings. Oh, the secret in high places. I'm not a pastor, but I like speaking sometimes like one of them. So tonight I'm bringing you this good news. I'm looking at how you can make application for your mother. In fact, I left those ones out because all those ones fall under the Article 8 of the European Convention. So it means that I am going to first give out those who can make these applications free of charge if they satisfy the fee waiver requirement. And then gradually, I explain to viewers what they need to do to get those applications done free of charge and how long this whole process will take. So the first thing, for those of you who have just joined me, I have already given a background to how people can make fee waiver applications for those of you who are living in the UK. For those of you who want to register as children to become British, I have already given that background, set out the criteria and how people can satisfy those requirements therein. But as I said tonight, the good news I'm bringing to people is those of you living abroad in Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, America, New Zealand, hey, and now even those of you living in Europe, because there's no free movement right. Therefore, you guys also need to certify a requirement to join your spouses and children who want to join your parents in the UK. You are subjected to the same requirement. But the good news tonight is that most of you are eligible to make these applications free of charge. And I know that all of us love free things, we love deals. Hey, so tonight, having discussed the in-country applications which are eligible for fee waiver, I'm looking at the out-country application, which is those of you making application from abroad to join your loved ones in the UK and your parents in the UK. The Home Office will set out that any application made under paragraph 276A or U for my friends who are military officers, recognizing service of 4 years coming from the Commonwealth, you guys are eligible to bring your wives and your dependents to the UK by making free waiver applications. So if you're a military officer, you don't have to pay. If you can show that your combined income is less and therefore you can't afford, you will be able to bring your wife and children to the UK. If you went to Ghana, Zimbabwe, you fell in love with someone, you got married, you are here in the UK, that husband or wife doesn't have money because maybe he's unemployed in Africa. It helps your case. That is the reason why he wants to come here. And you haven't come here, there is so much pressure on you to bring that husband, that wife, but you are unable to pay for the application fee. And this application fees, the last time I checked, is £1,153. And every year is £624. So when you put it together, it is £1,560. And because it's paid in dollars, there is an exchange rate transaction. Those of you who are doing economics, you will realize that by the time you make this payment, you're paying almost £3,500, if not £4,000, for one application, for that wife, that husband to join you in the UK, or for that child under 18 to join in the UK. This is how much people are paying. But on the 16th of June, there was a change in the law. And that change has forced Home Office to make this, to bring this policy that now all of you, and in fact, I almost left out your mother, your father, who is above the age of 65, pension age, living alone in a very deplorable state in your home country. They are also inclusive. That sister who is an orphan that you want to bring to the UK, but you can't afford, he's part of it. Because the definition is any application that falls under Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which is family life, they are eligible. So it means that there is a requirement to satisfy in order to be able to get this application free of charge. And normally, whenever anything is free, everybody wants it. But some people can pay for it. So Home Office in their wisdom have put in place a policy that will be able to determine those who can afford and those who cannot afford. And therefore, if I have a wife whom I'm so much in love with, and I want to bring to the UK, and because of that fees I can't bring and I can't afford, then it's a breach of my human right. That is the basis of allowing people to make this free application. Therefore, people are supposed to satisfy two requirements. If you are a wife or husband and you want to make the application to come to the UK and you can't afford to pay because the fee is so prohibitive, then Home Office is going to assess that man or that woman in Ghana, if he has a bank statement, that husband or wife in the UK, if he has a bank statement payslip, they are going to look at their essential needs, expenditure spent on these essential needs, their accommodation, and everything put together. And if Home Office is satisfied that they cannot afford to pay this £3,500 or almost £4,000 by the time you add exchange rate transaction, because these payments are made in dollars. If Home Office is satisfied that all your expenditure shows that even if they give you 6 months or more, you can't save money. Because let's say you are saving £50 a month. Tell me, how long are you going to save £4,000 to pay for your wife to join you? And if you can show that, then the new policy, fee waiver for entry grants application, dictates that they should give you the opportunity to bring that wife, that husband, free of charge. Hey, this is the good news. But the only condition is that whoever is coming will be assessed financially. So if they have any income in their bank account, it will be taken into account. If you who is living here has any income into your bank account, it will be taken into account. Provided you can show that by paying for all your expenditure, you cannot afford to pay for your wife or husband's application, then it means that Home Office, by law, they are obligated to give you a fee waiver to bring that beautiful wife to join you in the UK. or that handsome man to join you in the UK as a spouse. So that is for those who want to bring their wives and children free of charge. Sorry, those who want to bring their wife and husbands. If you want to bring your child, we all know that if you are bringing a child who, for example, is under the age of 18, again, the home office fees is 1,523, and every year is about 470. So when you multiply it, it's almost 1,410 or 1,000, yeah, almost 1,410. And by the time you put the exchange rate, you're also looking at paying over £3,000 to bring that child, your own child, that perhaps it is living in a very deplorable state in Accra, Kumasi, in Lilongwe, in Guinea-Bissau, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Cameroon, in America. You want to bring your own child, but because you can't afford to pay this money. And there was a time I was doing application for a client who wants to bring 3 children, and he paid almost more than £10,000. You couldn't even pay me because all the money has been spent on the application fee. Tonight, if you are bringing those children from the 16th of June, if you can prove that, one, you can't afford to pay that fees, and there is not reasonable, it's not reasonable that you'll be able to accumulate or save that money to bring that child. And third point, if it is so urgent that that child should join you, then Home Office needs to give you, grant you the Heaven Gate fee waiver for you, for your child, to make that application free of charge. So you see why there is no excuse for you to bring your child to join you. And I always say that even though there is a financial requirement for spouses, if you are bringing a child, you don't meet financial requirement. What you do meet, in fact, is what they call maintenance. So as long as you are working and you have an excess of about £100 every month, which means that if that child comes, you can take care of that child, you have accommodation. But again, the advantage that £100 means that even if you save it for 2 years, you might still not be able to bring that child. And there is a sense of urgency that that child should join you in the UK. So guys, this is the good news. This is opportunity for people not to allow their families to be disintegrated, but in fact, opportunity for families to come together, to bring them together. Because you now don't have an excuse not to bring that wife, that husband, that child who is suffering alone because you are not there to look after him or her. Because you are stuck here and you can't afford to pay for that fees. Tonight, I bring you this good tidings. This time not from the Lord, from the Home Office policy, that you are eligible to make this application free of charge, provided you can satisfy the requirement that I have just taken my time to explain to viewers. And for those of you who have parents who are vulnerable adults, siblings that they are financially dependent on you, again, this also falls under human right. You are eligible to get fee waiver for your mother, for your father to join you in the UK, provided you have a settled status. And in this case, it covers those who have indefinite leave to remain and those who are British. I remember recently we were making an application for one client, and we said that our client sponsor have a certain status. They said, lawyer, I don't have a certain status, just as I'm a British. I said, yes, all of you have the same benefit. Those with indefinite leave to remain, those with British passport, they all have the same benefit. They all have settled status. So tonight I have gradually taken my time to explain how you can make application free of charge if you are living in the UK and you want to renew your own visa, or make application for the first time if you are making application under the 20-year rule. I have looked at how those of you who want to register to become British registration under the nationality law, you are also citizenship and nationality law, you are also eligible to make that. And above all, those of you who want to bring wives and children and husbands from abroad, from 16th of June, you are now entitled to also make fee waiver applications. So I'm gradually coming to, wow, I'm glad that Kate Phillips is here with us tonight. This is a good news for you, Kate. I have Cynthia and Kama, who is also watching tonight. Cynthia, thank you so much. I have Anthony Bossman, who has joined us tonight. Bossman, thank you so much. I have Esther Nyakoa Jemara. I have Rosine Tero. Bonsoir. Sava. I have Bernard Yafe. He said good news. Yes, good news. I know. I have Augustine Kelku. He said great work, lawyer. I have Awujugbe Agnes. Awujugbe Agnes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I have highly favored Priscilla watching tonight. Kate Phillips, I've said. I have Richard and who is saying share. I have Dora Frimpong, one of our regular partakers of the good news that always bring good tidings. Mercy, Edo, and Grace Oben. So guys, tonight has been very, very amazing because I brought you the good news. So I'm gradually coming to the end of my submission, to borrow the words of Grace Oben, and I'm going to give listeners and viewers opportunity to ask questions. As I always say, I am not a doctor to give diagnosis. I'm not a pharmacist to give prescriptions. Not a counselor to manage your relationship. But I know the law. And tonight is the opportunity to get free legal advice. So I'm going to open the phone lines. If anyone has any question, as long as it falls within my area of practice, and I have the competence, and it's within my jurisdiction of practice, England and Wales, I am going to give you that answer free of charge, here and now on this platform. This program is proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. So permit me to advertise CITI Law Solicitors. But before I do that, I'm going to put the phone lines out there. The phone lines is on the screen. I'm going to shout it out for those of you who want to write it out and make calls and ask questions. The first studio number is 0793 293 4518. So I have 0793 293. Wow. already have one caller who has phoned in. Caller, you don't have to mention your name. You have to tell where you are calling from. You can make a contribution or ask a question, and I'm here. Please, if you can mute your Facebook or YouTube and kindly answer the question through the phone, please.
Hello.
Hello, yes, you are live on CITI Media TV.
Yes, please, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I would like to ask a question about the free waiver. If you made an application for your child under the EU settlement scheme, how do you benefit from the free waiver, please?
Right. If I understand it, the settlement scheme applications are free of charge except
yes,
you pay
because
for
I didn't pay anything.
Yes. And if you want to make application, depending on the type of application you want to make, for example, if you made this famous Zambrano application and you didn't qualify, and you now want to make application to extend your leave, or to make application for the first time as a parent of a child who has been here for 7 years and under the age of 18, or who is a British, then you are eligible to make application for a fee waiver, provided you can satisfy a requirement. There are 4 options that you can satisfy that requirement. The first one is what they call affordability. This has been confirmed by the case of NEGLIGENCE, ORS Special Secretary of State. He says that it's unlawful for Home Office to say that only those who are destitute or are imminent risk of becoming destitute to be able to considered or be satisfied for the fee waiver. So if you can show that your expenditure on all your essential needs is more than the income that you are getting from work and friends and family, then it means you don't meet affordability test. You don't meet, you don't have sufficient funds to pay, so you satisfy the affordability test. So that's one grounds for you to satisfy the fee waiver requirement. The second grounds is if, for example, you are destitute. There are some of you who are saving money to go and rent places because maybe you are squatting with someone as a parent, so you are more or less a destitute. So automatically you are eligible and you satisfy the fee waiver criteria. Those of you who also have sufficient accommodation, but if you pay the Home Office fees, then you will not be able to pay your rent. So you are at imminent risk of becoming a destitute. You are also eligible and you satisfy that criteria. For those of you who don't have problem with all these 3 issues, but you may have a child, and if, for example, by paying for the fees, it means that your children or your child will go hungry, you will not be able to meet other essential needs of the child, you are also eligible and satisfy the requirement. Have I answered your question?
Yes, please. And then please, one more question. Do you have an idea how long it takes an application, like if someone is applying for a visitor's visa to the UK from Ghana? Do you have an idea how long it takes?
It takes about 6 weeks, but it could be longer because of the prevailing circumstances. Ukraine war, backlog for COVID.
So it's all the same line, because my daughter's application is still not ready, and I'm a bit worried.
Don't be worried.
September will be a year.
Yes, there is a bit of backlog because of Ukraine war and COVID backlog.
Okay. Thank you very much for your explanation.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call, guys. I'm saying here, I'm taking your calls, answering your questions. This is an opportunity for you to get free legal advice. This program is about you. It's about making law affordable. So the second studio number is 0744 033 8623. So I have 0744 033 8623. So this is one of the studio numbers. I have two numbers. They are on the screen there if you want to phone in. But whilst I'm waiting patiently for your calls, I'm going to advertise our sponsor for this show tonight, CITI Law Solicitors. Now, CITI Law Solicitors is a solicitor regulated firm established many years, and we are located at Barking. So for those of you who want to visit us, if you get to the Barking station, it's so easy to find us. You just come out of the station, you turn right, there is a KFC there, you can sit there and have some chicken. If you're not hungry, you just come straight and turn right on the Cambridge Road and walk for about 2 minutes from the Barking station. You find a traffic light, there is a building there, very ostensible, Barking Enterprise Center. That's where we are. You can find us at office numbers Unit 113 and 122. That's where you can find us, CITI Law Solicitors. We specialize in the following areas of law: immigration, which is what I have been discussing tonight by bringing you the good tidings of Waiver. We specialize in employment law. Obviously, if you have a problem with dismissal, discrimination, bullying and harassment, if you are being made redundant and you want to sign settlement agreement, if you are pregnant and because of that you are being laid off, if you have disability and because of that there have not been reasonable adjustment and you are just being laid off, we specialize in this employment area of the law. And what we do is this: when we take up the case, most of these cases are run on no win, no fee basis. If we are successful, we get paid. If we are not, we don't get paid. And some of you will testify that recently we've been getting compensation for some people that we've been representing. Because of the data protection, I cannot go into the quantum, but we are getting money for people who have been unlawfully, unfairly dismissed from their workplaces. We also specialize in family law. If you are going through divorce and you want us to assist you with your matrimonial matter, if you form a relationship, you guys have properties and there is a dispute and one party want to take everything from you, we are here to support you. If you want to make child arrangement order application to have contact with your child whom you have parental responsibility towards, we are here to support you. If you are suffering, you are a victim of domestic abuse and you want to make non-molestation order occupation order application, we are here again to make that application, to remove that abuser, perpetrator from that household so that you can be free. But if someone is also making application against you, frivolous application lies against you, these days I always say that under the Domestic Abuse Act 2020 is now a criminal offense if you are charged or you are taken to the family court as an abuser. We can defend you. So if you need that help, CITI Law Solicitors, we are family law accredited. What it means is that we are not just solicitors, but we are accredited in family law. So you can always get the best family law advice from CITI Law Solicitors. Personal injuries and clinical negligence. If you had accident at the workplace, You have motor offense. For example, if you are driving, you are involved in an accident. Again, this is no win, no fee. We are here for the community. We work in the best interest of you. So we'll do some of these cases, no win, no fee. If you have housing law problem, for example, your house is in a dispersed state, you are being evicted unlawfully, we are here to support you. Consumer law, I come here all the time to educate the public about their right to compensation from this insurance company who always want to write it out. You pay for the insurance when it's time for you to get compensated. They find a way not to pay you. We are here to support you under the consumer law. Media and entertainment. If you have some specialist knowledge, if you enter into some contract, commercial dispute, and civil litigation. So, CITI Law Solicitors, we are one stop. We don't just specialize in immigration. In fact, your employment law is covered, your personal injury is covered, your civil litigation debt matters are all covered. This is a one-stop law firm where all your legal needs can be satisfied. So tonight is being quite privileged to have you watching me either for the first time or regular watcher, to bring to you this good tidings. On Thursday, I'm going to have this program with MC Chaka in a Tree language, wherein I'll take my time to explain the same topic in Tree to make people understand that they have no excuse not to bring their wife and husbands. And I'm sure that when most of you in Ghana watch this, you are going to terrorize some of your husbands and wives who are using the prohibitive application fees as an excuse not to allow you to join them in the UK. Tonight you've got the good tidings, so it's your opportunity to make that free application. So it's been quite amazing to have you here. I'm so grateful for all of you who have joined me tonight and have made this program a success. And I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm always grateful to all of you. I have Emmanuel Say, who has also joined. I have Enid Annan. Enid Annan is a new person that I've seen on this platform. I'm so grateful for you joining us tonight. I have Kobena Amoa, who is also watching. Eddie Ansan watching. So I have all these. I have Patience Abrafi also watching tonight. Thank you all for watching me. Obviously, anything that have a good beginning has a sad end. I wish I can stay here all night, but obviously I need to bring this program to a close so that we can have the tree session on Thursday. So those of you who have missed this program, if you find this program very, very, very insightful, very educative, you haven't mixed at all, this program stay on my platform, on the CITI Media TV platform. You can watch it again and again and again, and it's free. But disclaimer, this program is proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors, and everything discussed here is for guidance only. Guidance only. Therefore, you are always advised to seek professional advice. And if you need a lawyer, you know where to find us. Thank you, and God bless you. God bless you for joining us tonight. God bless you.